carry power. I know they will tell you health. All the people telling you health something, they did it before. They did it before. I'm telling you. You have not. You have to pay your price now of it. When your heart is right, the next thing is to know this process. Because God can prompt you to fast. Fast. Don't say it will affect me. Forget that affect first. Forget that affect first. Let me see how I can say my last point. No, it's not last point. For those of you thinking you eat by one, or you're on you will fast and you will not die. As a minister, there are 4 things you need. Let me see if I can state those 4 things. 4 things you need after God has called you. In case you sense the call of God, in case you feel that God will give you an assignment, the first thing you need is the voice of God. That's true. The voice of God will build your conviction. Anybody that cannot hear God will fail. More worse, a minister. A minister that cannot perceive the voice of God, how can he succeed? I hear clearly Shekinah. I knew clearly. I hear strategically when, how it should be done. Every vision requires clarity of vision. Every vision requires clarity of hearing. Anything you want to do in life, at least matters like this, hear well. So if you are sensing anything in your spirit, please, you will be responsible for your choice. So hear. Peradventure you say it was because me, I told you that I saw a vision. You agree with me? You will take that as your own voice of God. At the tail end, everybody will run and leave you. Now you go. It will take you to know and stand by your conviction. You can't run away from the need to walk by faith. One day you'll be face to face with a challenge bigger than you. It may either be a sickness, it may either be a financial lack, it may either be a betrayal. All these things will teach you a lot. In the book of Hebrews chapter 11 from 1, the Bible says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, for by it the elders obtain a good report. Through faith we understand that the world was framed. You are the only one that is hearing God now. We are not hearing God for you. You are the only one hearing. Let me be frank with you. What Philip Cephas said may not stand the test of time. What Apostle Paul said may not stand the test of time. Everybody must hear God for themselves. If you are here because you hear yourself, you will leave because you will still hear yourself. If you are here because of someone, you will still leave. If you are in that school, because you will leave. If you are doing that ministry because of somebody, you will still leave it. Because the challenges of life, you will be face to face with conviction matter. And if your convictions are not steadfast, you will walk out of it. The voice of God is our security in the days of adversity. And the Bible says, when you come to the end of the road, ask for what? The path. That means you need to be able to hear. When everybody fail you, go back to hear God again. When everything crash, go back to hear God again. When everybody withdraw, go back to hear God again. Because as a minister, sometimes you are invited, you are treated so bad, and just when you are angry, you now hear the voice of God. My daughter, be comforted. This is just about the process. So you are not excited. People wonder, why are you happy? I had God. When God has called you, the next thing is to hear Him. If God has called you and you hear Him, you can be holding camera and be snapping and not be thinking that you are doing yourself a disservice. No, it's true. If God has called you and you are convinced, you can be doing video camera, you are not feeling bad. It's true. If you hear God, it's possible to just be cleaning chair. As you are cleaning that chair, you are not feeling bad that you are cleaning chair. It's true. Apostolically was an usher, and he did ushering for so many years. And as he's ushering people, some people will say, how can you tell me where to sit down? The person will go and see where they want to sit. You go and beg them, sorry, we want to make sure that the role are filled, and you have to explain. There you will learn how to tame your anger. And there are some people that will do all kinds of things just to offend you. You have to learn not to. You will learn that from ushering. It is in that same place that you are doing ushering that grace come upon you. So you can be snapping picture and you are more grace than the person that somebody will come and say, I did not see my picture, what's your problem? And maybe they snap one or two, say it's not clear. Why didn't you make it clear? Do you know how to make picture clear? But because you have had God, you will still carry camera and still snap the person again. If there is no conviction, you will drop, you say, next week, in the next 2 months, you will not see picture of yourself in Shekinah. Now you are speaking from the flesh. This has nothing to do with or maybe when he's editing, when he reach your own, he will blow it so that you will not know whether or he will put some emojis for you like this. With that conviction, you'll be offended. Even God will offend you. Even you will be offended by God. Everything will offend you. My friend Abe, Pastor Abe, is an usher till now. Highly graced, but an usher. When everybody are manifesting them, they are ushering. And as they are doing the ushering, there God grace, they come in. I told you that Pastor Chris Oyak Ilome was the head of media of Archbishop Idahosa. They were the one that were controlling those media house and all of those things. Yes. If there is a conviction, you can be doing what we are doing and not even be worrying and thinking anyhow. People like them, Johnson Suleiman, Apostle Suleiman, were the ones that were cleaning the shoes of Idahosa in his house. They were cleaning the shoes, cleaning the cars, and they were not feeling less important. When the mantle came, it rested upon everybody. The one that were doing prayer. Then Bishop Oyedepo were the one that were doing prayers. The ones that were doing prayer, it was their heart posture that God checked to reward them. Anywhere you find yourself, you can be playing lead guitar like Honesty, Apostle Honest. I told Honesty that is an apostle. You say God can never call him to be a minister. Look at this guy. That's what me and him we are still arguing till now. And me, please, one day you send this guy up with a microphone. He will arm him with a microphone. How can you tell me God can never call you to preach? That he can never. I understand that you are playing lead guitar for us, but one day we'll arm you with the microphone, or we'll put the guitar on, we'll put the microphone on the lead. Then you will lead us here. It's still ministration. So you have to be able to understand that anywhere you are, grace can come and rest upon you. It's very true. I was in Jos, one of the lady Tama learned how to play drum, and she remained in the drum. On that drum, God is rewarding her. Do you know how old Tama is? Tama is about 40 something years old. But when she come to church, she go to drum, and it's a pride to her to play drum. And when she played, grace come upon her, blessings flow. When she need money, she hit drum. So I now wonder why instrumentalists to buy some instrument and keep in their house. Anytime they need something, they carry their instrument and before you know it, the door. You only sing when you come for Shekinah. When will you sing in your house? You don't know it's part of your weapon. Prayer is not only when it's time to pray. You can create the avalanche. It's your tool to invite God to your vicinity. Your convictions is what fuels what you do. Your calling will require you to believe it so much. Like I said, in fact, it was Apostle that even said it himself here in the morning, that I remember the time that